Hey, yo, Billy, get a load of this sucker. What you doing, bro? You coming in our turf?
Oh, sorry about that. I'm only just walking to every PokeStop in the world.
Okay, humor me. How much longer you gotta go?
Oh, only like 69 more miles.
This episode was not filmed in front of a live audience and is brought to you by Alomomola, the most confusing Pokemon to pronounce since 2010. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gentleman Jex, and today I'm going to be explaining to you how long it would take to walk to every single Pokestop in the entire world. But before we do that, be sure to subscribe because I'm giving 10 cents away to Child's Play charity for every subscription. Okay, this is actually a very difficult question to answer. However, I'm going to be putting down a couple disclaimers. Number one, we're going to be ignoring things like water, temperature, weather, legal barriers, and other things that might hinder our Pokemon trainers' progress. Also, our Pokemon trainer is going to be walking at a constant speed of 3.04 miles per hour. And one more thing, our Pokemon trainer is not going to have to worry about fatigue, eating, sleeping, all that stuff. If I were to calculate all of that right there and factor in every single thing, I would need a humongous crew and I would need a ton more time. However, what I do have is computers, mathematics, and approximations. And I figure, hey, I should actually be using my computer science degree for, something. So why not answer the question, how long would it take to walk to every single Pokestop in the entire world in Pokemon Go? To begin our calculations, we don't need to just figure out how long it would take to get to point A, and then point B, and then point C, and so on. We actually need to figure out which order point A, point B, and point C we should visit. And that is where the traveling salesperson problem comes in. The traveling salesperson problem is actually a really common one in programming. You see, I even learned it in my sophomore year of college. And so essentially how it works is you have a salesperson trying to get to a bunch of different cities so he can sell things, but he wants to do so in the optimal route and only visit each city once. And he also wants to be able to make it home just in time for dinner. Now, in our case, we have a Pokemon trainer walking to every single Pokestop, so we need to make sure we plan a route very effectively. And that is why it is so similar to the traveling salesperson problem. Now, initially, I did try to write a traveling salesperson algorithm, and I did, actually. I did get it working, but there were some problems. You see, the problem is that I wasn't a multi-million-dollar corporation who has researched this problem before, nor was I a gigantic university. I'm good, but I'm not that good. The thing is that I couldn't get the shortest possible route possible. So what I did was I turned to the Mega Chads at MIT University. And, like a good programmer should, I cloned their repo and started dissecting how exactly it worked. What the program did was it took in .tsp files, which contained a series of coordinates for me to work with. Now, the only problem was the sample .tsp files that MIT provided persisted of only small countries. So how exactly was I going to get the entire world? To answer this question, I found out that these .tsp files were containing information provided by the National Imagery and Mapping Agency. So I did some more digging, and I actually found out that they have a file containing almost 2 million different locations from all around the world, ranging from the biggest of cities to the smallest of towns. Now, unfortunately, there isn't a .tsp for all the Pokestops in the world. However, this .tsp contains even the most obscure landmarks, such as a research facility all the way down in Antarctica. And apparently, according to the Pogo map, a map containing a database with all the Pokestop locations, but not a .tsp file, there is actually a Pokestop all the way in Antarctica, so our trainer is going to have to walk all the way down there. So, this being our best bet to get as close to the answer we're looking for as we can, I got to work setting up the .tsp file for the program that we got from the good folks at MIT. However, there still was another problem we had to face. This issue was how much time this program was going to take to finally get our answer. That's where something called Big O complexity comes in. Now, I did talk about this in my calculus final project that I actually posted on this channel, featuring totally real Dr. Phil. But Big O complexity, in layman's terms, is essentially the amount of steps it takes for a program to finish. Now, I go into detail on my other video with this concept. However, to give you a little bit of an idea, it only took me about 30 seconds to calculate the optimal route between all the main locations in Uruguay. And Uruguay only has 734. We're dealing with almost 2 million. To give you an idea, I left my computer on for over 48 hours just crunching these numbers, and even though I have a really good CPU, I didn't even get a single iteration done. And there was a million iterations to finish. That means it would take over 5,479 years for my gaming PC to calculate this algorithm. That is clearly a problem. But fret not, there is still a way here. A man named, and I apologize if I slaughter this, Kjeld Helsgon, a professor of computer science at Roskilde University, has managed to do the exact same calculation with the exact same file that I was using, actually, with likely a supercomputer and also a super duper optimized algorithm because he's a computer science professor, and he managed to get the world record of the shortest optimized distance that you could get out of this file. And thanks to him, we are able to answer our question here today that we posed. You would have to walk approximately 7,512,218,268 meters to reach every city, town, and landmark with PokeStops in the entire world. That is approximately 7,512,218 kilometers, and for those of us who are stupid Americans, like me, that is approximately 4,667,876 miles. To put that in perspective, that means our Pokemon trainer would have to walk the equivalent of 82,118,695.54 football fields, or walk to the moon 9.76 times there and back. Now, how much time is that going to take? Well, our Pokemon trainer, assuming that he is walking at a constant speed of the average young adult male of 3.04 miles per hour without taking any breaks of any kind, he is going to take a total of 1,535,156.5 hours to reach every PokeStop and eventually make it home. To put that in further perspective, that is the equivalent of 63,964.85 days, 2,102.95 months, or 175.24 years. That means, unless our Pokemon trainer is Ash Ketchum and can stay 10 forever, he is going to die twice from old age before he can even make it back to his mom's house. So, what do you think? Do you think you could survive the 175 years it would take to walk to every single PokeStop? Likely not, but hey, Mr. Beast might be able to do it. Anyways, I'm Gentleman Jex. Please consider following me on Twitch. If you follow me on Twitch, I'll give out another 10 cents, but for that one, it's going to be towards Volunteers of America. I stream on there. I even do Pokemon Nuzlocke now. That's a pretty good time. Consider subscribing, following me on all my stuff. And hey, if you want to buy the shirt in this video, just head on down to that description. All right? Love y'all. Stay classy, and I'm out. Bye!